Thank you for watching the ITV drama premiere in association with Midland Bank.
You may like to know that the official book of the series, the videos and the music from Sharpe are available in the shops now. For more information or to order direct, see text page 608.
Nick Nolte stars as an American deserter in World War II.
I guess I become king.
But now, the war is back to get him and his people.
Quit your world and your war.
A paradise destroyed.
You can no longer avoid history.
Farewell to the King, tonight at 10:40 on Carlton.
They have 3 hours to save a hijacked plane 5 miles above the earth. Kurt Russell, Steven Seagal. Executive decision.
What would you say to a Cadbury's mini roll?
Yummy! Cadbury's mini rolls.
Nicky.
I think I'll just powder my nose.
Kleenex quilted toilet tissue is specially quilted to give it cushion softness and super absorbency. Now available in a 9-roll pack.
Long-lasting and beautifully soft. Lasting Performance Lipstick by Yardley.
Every year, 1.3 million people live in harmony with a nationwide mortgage. In tune with people, nationwide.
The race is on, and the competition's fierce.
You're losing your touch, Ellington. Too much on your plate.
Sign my t-shirt then.
Come here. Call me Brendan.
Get the motor. We're going racing.
Mum?
He's just joined the firm.
And both still friends after all these years.
How would you know about longevity where relationships are concerned?
Ellington, Thursday at 9 on Carlton.
She's passed her sell-by date, Ralph.
What'd you say? All right.
You've taken me by surprise.
The Ultimate Question in London Bridge, Thursday at 10:40.
Next Monday at 8:30, Des O'Connor will be back with a new series of Take Your Pick, a yes-no game. This is Carlton. Now the news from ITN.
From ITN, News at 10 with Trevor MacDonald.
Cracks in the beef ban, but Britain demands more. Head-on battle as protesters block the nuclear waste. Caught on camera, shootout at a Liverpool nightclub. And what's the view on our unsmiling monarch? Good evening. The European Commission gave the British beef industry its first glimmer of hope today. It recommended that the export ban on byproducts like gelatine and tallow should be lifted, subject to new British safeguards and the approval of European veterinary experts next week. However, German government sources have indicated they could still say no. The ban on beef itself and livestock stays anyway. Here's our science editor, Lawrence McGinty.
It is being seen as a small step forward. The lifting of the ban on tallow and gelatin made from the hides of British cattle is progress as far as the meat industry is concerned. But it's not at all clear that customers, including Britain's biggest supermarkets, will want to go back to British raw materials.
My concerns are that our customers will not want to switch back to UK raw material.
Many items on supermarket shelves contain beef byproducts. Gelatin is in biscuits, cakes, meat pies and sweets. The gelatin industry is worth 29 million in exports to the UK. And tallow, which is used in soap, candles and cosmetics, totals £4 million in exports. Certainly some leaders in the European Commission see the lifting of this ban as only a first step.
We have a success with this step, then we can work on the next step.
The government sees this as the first breakthrough in their battle to reverse the European ban on beef, a view cautiously reflected by farmers' organisations.
Thus far, we have made no progress at all. We have had a total ban, no sign of it being lifted whatsoever. Now we've made some progress.
That public opinion in Britain simply will not understand the retention of this ban, and that they do look to the European Union, both the Commission and the Member States, to move rapidly in terms of relaxing it.
Despite that, there is still real doubt about a complete relaxation of the ban. European partners like Germany, for example, will want to see culling of potentially infective animals before they even consider a total lifting of the ban. Lawrence McGuinty, News at 10.
Despite the Prime Minister's call for unity after the local elections, the Conservative Party was in open warfare again today over Europe. Eurosceptics called for a referendum questioning whether Britain should stay in the EU at all. One Euro enthusiast said they were completely lunatic. Here's our political editor, Michael Brunson.
The Tories' torment over Europe continues. First, John Redwood revealed that he's trying to broker peace between Sir James Goldsmith, the Eurosceptics and the government based on the wording of a referendum on Europe. He pledged loyalty to John Major, but he had to speak out.
I don't think we're going to win the election by keeping quiet.
That provoked a leading pro-European.
Well, I think it is a bit odd that John seems to be running a perpetual campaign for the leadership, election for the leadership, when there is no vacancy and there is really no election.
Then the former whipless ones, now called the Westminster Eight, only 6 on parade today though, went much further than John Redwood. Theresa Gorman produced her morning's mail. The message from the British people was clear, she said. They were telling her,
we want our country back.
They all settled for, at the very least, a looser relationship with Europe. A referendum would back that, though at least 3 of them want Britain out altogether. And well aware of that, the pro-European Edwina Currie let fly.
I think the Eurosceptics are completely lunatic on a number of grounds. Next question.
It all spilled over to the Commons. David Evans had some advice for the government.
Isn't it time we on this side of the House, on behalf of the British people, told Brussels to get stuffed?
As to Europe Day tomorrow, Nicholas Winterton said the Scottish Secretary was right to fly the Union Jack.
And not to peddle this pathetic multi-starred yellow flag.
The Foreign Secretary said it wasn't policy ever to fly the EU flag on public buildings anyway. Well, the Liberal Democrats leader Paddy Ashdown said it all showed what he called the vacuum of the Prime Minister's leadership, especially after Mr Major had called for party unity. And the Labour Party, sensing that it might make something out of all this, has said that it will force a vote next Wednesday on one of the Eurosceptics' pet hates, the Common Agricultural Policy. Michael Brunson, News at 10, Westminster.
Environmentalists made a battleground of part of northern Germany today when they tried to stop a consignment of reprocessed nuclear fuel reaching a storage depot. About 3,000 protesters fought with police. The nuclear waste is German fuel reprocessed in France. As our foreign news correspondent Paul Davies reports, the shipment was the first of many.
The German police were prepared for trouble. 15,000 officers guarded the route as hidden under blue tarpaulin the cargo of nuclear waste was transported across northern Germany. Time and again, protesters tried to halt the convoy, and the police resorted to baton charges and water cannon to keep it moving. This was the first of more than 100 loads of nuclear waste due to be transported across Germany, and anti-nuclear groups formed human barriers to prevent it reaching its destination, the northern town of Gorleben. but their efforts were defeated by the water cannon and some less than gentle policing.
We do urge the demonstrators to behave in a peaceful way, both the demonstrators and the police. But it is a crisis, and the people of Germany are very angry and very concerned about the nuclear waste crisis in their country.
At one point, protesters had tried to sabotage a railway line in an attempt to prevent the waste being transferred from a train to a flatbed lorry. They were unsuccessful, as were later attempts to block the road leading to the nuclear storage depot at Gorleben. Germany's Green parties have accused the police of brutal tactics, but late this morning the first shipment of nuclear waste reached its destination. Paul Davis, News at 10.
A jury at Liverpool Crown Court was today shown security camera pictures of two doormen being shot at a city centre nightclub Christmas before last. Two men have pleaded not guilty to joint charges of attempted murder. Our North of England correspondent Ben McCarthy reports.
The moment when two bouncers were shot at close range as they stood on the door of a nightclub in the centre of Liverpool. It was shown today to a jury at Liverpool Crown Court, considering the case of Darren Delahunty and James Connolly, who were charged with attempted murder, wounding with intent and firearms offences. The prosecution claimed that earlier in the evening the two men had been filmed by a hidden camera as they were evicted from the club. Then the jury was told that they both returned about half an hour later and taunted the doorman. Darren Delahunty is then alleged to have taken the gun from the waistband of his trousers and started firing. The prosecution said that the men kept out of view of one camera on the door of the club, but they didn't know there was another hidden camera trained on the entrance, which captured the whole incident. Both doormen were injured in the attack, one of them seriously. In outlining its case, the prosecution showed the jury only selected parts of the video. Both men deny all the charges against them. The defence is expected to use different parts of the same video as the case continues. Ben McCarthy, News at 10,